Good morning, everybody! It's JPR. So for those of you who are subscribed to me, you probably just saw this video fly up in your sub box, and you're probably like, OMG JPR, you already made a top 10 least favorite Pokemon list. And yes, you are correct. But that video was garbage because I pretty much based everything on design alone, and nothing was from my personal experiences. So, as a result, the video was crappy and the list was generic. So I'm remaking my last top 10 list into a top 5 list, because I honestly can't put 10 Pokemon on here. I don't really hate that many Pokemon, to be honest. So, be sure to keep in mind that this list is made from my past experiences, so try not to get upset if one of your favorites lands in the list, because that's just the way it is. If you respect my opinion, then I will respect yours. Now let's go! Now this is where most people begin their list with Whitney's Miltank, because just about everyone has a bad experience with it. But honestly, I never struggled with Whitney's Miltank. I lost to it twice when I was 4 years old, and then I never had a problem with it again. But there was another gym leader whose normal type Pokemon really ticked me off. And that Pokemon is none other than Norman Slacking. Nowadays, I could probably beat this guy with half of my brain if I took advantage of his Truant ability, but in my childhood, I obviously didn't have any battling smarts, and it's not like I carried Bulk Up on my Blaziken or carried Hyper Potions everywhere. All I did was spam Double Kick, hoping to get a couple of crits, and I didn't know anything about abilities back then either, so while he was immobilized by Truant, I couldn't help but think that this guy was just sitting there mocking me. It didn't just take me a few hours to beat this guy, it took days to beat this guy. Like I said before, this would never be a problem for me in the present day, but all of those painful memories still make me dislike Slacking. Rotom Wash falls here at number 4 because we have sort of a love-hate relationship. In Gen 5, I was one of many people who loved to run the Rotom Wash set where you could hold a Choice Scarf and then use Trick to pass it to the opponent, which would pretty much screw over one of their best Pokemon. But in Gen 6, everyone started using this bulky Rotom Wash set that consisted of Volt Switch, Will-O-Wisp, Hydro Pump, and Rest, with a Chesto Berry. And this set really gets under my skin. See, because of Levitate, Rotom Wash only has one weakness, Grass. And guess who always forgets to bring Grass-type moves? Even in the rare event that I actually have a Grass-type, Rotom still usually gets around to crippling a few of my Pokemon with Will-O-Wisp before resting off any damage I've done to it. I can't tell you how many battles I've had to forfeit just because I couldn't counter this thing. Unlike the rest of the Pokemon on this list, my distaste for Cresselia started in a spin-off game, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time to be exact. If you haven't played this game yet, I have two things to say. 1, go buy it now, and 2, skip ahead before I spoil the ending. Okay, thanks. So basically, in the final battle of the post-game, you had to face off against Darkrai and his minions. Since me and my partner were already level 90, we could take on these guys fairly easily. But no, Cresselia just had to come along because it might be dangerous. Obviously, my partner and I never died, but Cresselia would die over and over and over and over again. I remember one time I brought 30 revival seeds in my bag, and Cresselia still died enough times to make me fail the mission. Like seriously, Cresselia, I never wanted you to help me! Later on in Pokemon White 2, it took me 4 hours to catch the wild Cresselia on the bridge, which did not improve my relationship with it. Stunfisk. So just like the other Pokemon here, Stunfisk has the story as to why he got here. In Pokemon White, I had caught every Pokemon in the Unova Pokedex, except Seismitoad. I must have been feeling really lazy that day, because I did not feel like training my Palpitoad to make it evolve into a Seismitoad. So instead, I headed to Route 8, where you have a whopping 5% chance of encountering a Seismitoad while surfing on the rippling water. Boy, how stupid could I be? The other 95% of all the Pokemon were Stunfisk, and after encountering about 1,000 Stunfisk, its horrifyingly ugly cry became etched in my mind for eternity. Now yes, I am aware that this one is 100% my fault for 2 reasons. 1, I could have not been lazy and evolved my Palpitoad, and 2, I could have turned off the game volume. So go ahead and say what you like, but I will never change my opinion on Derpfisk. Man, oh man, I bet none of you saw this coming. Mega Lucario! Now stop right there, don't submit your hateful comments yet, because let me make one thing clear. I love regular Lucario. It's only the Mega form that I have a problem with. Now if you've been subscribed to me for a while, you probably heard me say that I wasn't a fan of Mega Evolution when the first Koro scans about it leaked last year. One reason I wasn't too crazy about it was because Mega Lucario looked extremely over-designed, even among the other Mega Evolutions on the page. Of course, nowadays I completely love the concept of Mega Evolution, but when X and Y came out, it was clear that Mega Lucario was out for blood. Upon Mega Evolving, Mega Lucario becomes faster than the majority of all Pokemon, and its attack and special attack stats reach insane levels. On top of that, someone at Game Freak was high enough to give Mega Lucario adaptability, which doubles the boost it gets from using fighting and steel type moves. In my very first competitive Wi-Fi battle in 6th Gen, I was grinding my opponent down when he sent out his last Pokemon, which was Lucario. That Lucario Mega Evolved and then swept all 6 of my Pokemon. Since then, this thing has swept my team countless times. And when I finally bred a decent Talonflame to counter Mega Lucario, Smogon banned it to Ubers. I never got my revenge on Mega Lucario, and now he mocks me for eternity beyond the metagame grave. And if that wasn't enough, go watch the newest Japanese X and Y episode where Mega Lucario evolves into a psychopath and then kicks the crap out of Pikachu. Now that's scary. Thanks for watching. Remember that this list is only composed of my personal traumatizing experiences while playing Pokemon. If you have your own top 5 list, or some experiences you'd like to share, feel free to post in the comment section. Be sure to rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.